Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and today, I haven't done a story time in a very, very long time. Just to let guys know, the game I'm playing in the background is called Speed Draw. It's on Roblox. You can go play it yourself if you'd like to. Anyway, so back with the video. I haven't done a story time in a very, very long time, and I thought, you know what, you guys deserve another story time. I haven't made a video in 3 weeks, which is not bad because I told you guys I wasn't going to make a video for maybe possibly 2 years. So, 3 weeks really isn't that bad. But it's still not great, so here's your guys' video. So, basically, I'm going to tell you guys how I went to New York and they put me on the wrong plane. Now, you might be wondering, who put you on the wrong plane? Well, I went with my school. It was a school trip, and so I was excited, I was excited to go on this trip. A lot of my friends were going, and I've never been to New York City, and it was a New York and Washington, D.C. trip, right? I've never been to either one of those. I've been to, Florida and Minnesota. Never been to those two places. So, Washington, D.C. went great. It was the first place we went to. It was fun. I liked it a lot. It was just a really fun time. New York City, on the other hand, a lot more people liked the New York part, but I loved the Washington, D.C. part, seeing all the cool memorials for, the soldiers and stuff. I really liked that, but I also do like history, so that's not everybody's thing, so that's kind of why I think I like that part more. Anyway, so when we got to New York, it was crazy. I don't live by a city that big, that city is huge, and a lot of crazy people are there. These people are just a different breed of people. They just think they can go and cross the street when there's 30 cars coming. That's crazy. So anyway, when I got to New York City, I thought, okay, this is fun, but I was kind of wanting to go back home already because I had already been gone, and my parents did not go with me. Your parents could have gone with you, but my parents didn't want to. Or well, they did, but they couldn't, and that's totally fine. I'm not mad at them or for that or anything. But anyway, um, so I was kind of wanting to go home, and how this thing was set up. So on the last day of New York City, um, you were either on plane A or plane B. Now, plane A was there's two grades going, a grade above and a grade below. I was the grade below, but me and one other. Sorry, I'm losing my voice because I just had COVID. Me and one other grade below got put on plane B when we were not supposed to. But you know what? Me and her were having fun, and we decided to stick together. Now, we had both kind of heard of each other, but neither one of us really ever talked. So, we had mutual friends, but, we never really talked. And so, but me and her were actually enjoying each other. She was really funny. She wasn't, she liked me. So, it was nice. And then, since we were on plane B, A plane got on a separate bus, because their plane left, a couple hours before us. And, oh, let's go. I got 5th place. Or 2nd place, I mean. So anyway, they had theirs, and me, and I'll call this girl, what should I call her? Bailey. I'll call her Bailey. Me and Bailey were just hanging out, And then all of a sudden, actually, there was one other kid that was in our lower grade that was also on plane B, and that's important in a little bit. And so they took us to this weird store place. Like, I don't really know how to explain it. It was kind of like a mall, like a miniature mall. It was cool, but like just hard to explain, right? So when we got here, they said me and Bailey were just gonna split off, or we were just gonna split off from the adults, and we were gonna secretly go off on our own. Well, we got caught doing this, of course. So they said, nope, you need to be in a group with at least one adult. And it could be any adult. It could be a parent on the trip. It could be anybody. And we were like, well, we don't really know anybody because they're all in the grade above us. And at my school, if you were in a grade above, you didn't really talk to the other kids, right? Like, you only were really friends with the people in your grade. And that's still how it is. So we were like, well, we don't really know anybody. And they were like, well, that sucks. Go find a group. And so we did. And it was filled with some of the weirdest kids. Not all of them. Some of them were chill. But some of them were really strange. So there's one kid that was in our grade. I'll call her T, because that's the name her name starts with. So T was pretty chill. T's in my grade. T's pretty nice. Like, she's pretty chill. That was about the only normal one, right? So, and that's not to be rude. It's just how they were acting, you know. And so that was also the only person in our grade. And so me and Bailey were like, okay, this is strange, but we just have to go along with it, you know, unfortunately. And so there was this one lady. There was two adults in this group, because it was kind of a bigger group filled with like weird kids. And so there's two adults. One of them was a super nice lady. She was just a nice person. The other one was the exact opposite. So we'll call her Karen. I don't even remember her real name, so if her name's Karen, then I wouldn't be surprised. But that's what we're gonna call her. We're gonna call her Karen. You know, she was just not happy. And so she was just like mad that me and Bailey were there. She was just mad that she was there, I guess. I don't really know exactly, but her kid, who we'll call Stacy. Stacy was the exact way. Stacy was just like her mom. Stacy was a jerk. And she's weird. So, two things I don't like. Well, the weird's fine, but the jerk, I don't like. I don't like the jerk. So, Stacy and her really wanted to go to this Chinese food place, because this place had a lot of food places, and it was a really nice place. But nobody else wanted to go to this Chinese place. And these two started throwing a fit, like, we like Chinese food. We want to go. And guys, if you're like going like, well, were they Chinese? Was that part of their culture? No, they weren't Chinese. They were not Chinese. They had no reason. I mean, you can still like Chinese food. But if you were thinking, oh, maybe her mom's from like China, and that's why she wants to get it so badly. No, her mom was not from China. They just wanted Chinese food, right? And they were being annoying about it. So, but we were all starving. And there was this one nice place. It was kind of like a shake area. Like, it was just a nice place. And it had like burgers, shakes, just like food like that. And so I went and I got grilled cheese and waffle fries. Now, let me tell you, this place was expensive. My total for grilled cheese and waffle fries, I didn't even get a drink, came out to like $25. And let me tell you, that was some of the best grilled cheese and waffle fries I have ever had. Okay, I got fourth place. That's not too bad. So, but I was almost last in the line between all of them because the parents and the kids could order in one, and everybody else just got in front of me, except for Bailey and T. So, when I finally got my food, I sat down and I started eating. Well, the other people were already like halfway done, right? And so by the time they were finished, I was like halfway done. And they were mad that I was not finished with my food. They wanted to go to this Chinese, like, Asian store. Now, this was not the same food place. This was a different place where it sold, like, little, like, trinkets and stuff. Like, I don't really know. And it was just, like, Japanese, like, snacks and stuff. But yeah, they really wanted to go there. And, like, me and Bailey, we were stuck with them. We didn't really want to go there, but we were stuck with them, so we had to go there. And so when I was, like, halfway done, Karen, being Karen, was like, do you think you can eat a little bit faster? And me being me, I was just like, okay, sure, I'll try. Well, the other lady was like, oh, no, you don't need to rush, because she was a nice person. You could just tell. She was a nice person. And her daughter, the other lady's daughter, was also super nice. I had a class with her. Even though she was in the grade above me, I had a class with her the semester before. She was a strange kid, but she was really nice, So I never had a problem with her. She seemed nice. We'll call her Ella, because I've never met an Ella that was like a jerk. So yeah. And so, but Karen was like, can you hurry up? And the other lady was like, oh, no, you don't. You take your time. And Ella was like, oh, my goodness, this food is fantastic. And just, like, I guess trying to make me, like, not as worried to hurry up because she was like, oh, my goodness, this food's fantastic. Take your time with it. And so, and it actually was really good. She was not wrong. And the Karen, she literally went, like, she scoffed like that. And I was like, alright, chill. So, when I was finished, we all got up to go to the Chinese place because Bailey was also finished. We finished at, like, the same time. And so was T. Now, me and Bailey kind of, like, went over to the right of them so they couldn't hear us, like, just so we wouldn't get in trouble for being far away, but so they couldn't hear us while we were walking to this Japanese store. And we're like, these people are weird. Like, what? Like, how did we get stuck with these people? And Bailey was like, I know, we're not even supposed to be on this plane, because we're lower class. We just got stuck on the plane. We're not even supposed to be on this one. It's so stupid. Also, in this game, I have no idea how to draw a train on my computer, so that's why it sucks. But she was like, yeah, I know, we're not even supposed to be on this. This is so annoying. She didn't say annoying. But I don't cuss, so. And yeah. Or maybe she did. I don't remember. But yeah, so we got to this Japanese place, and they were all losing their minds over these tiny things, like anime things. I don't really know. I've never seen an episode of anime. And then I was over, and I got a call from my mom. And I thought that, because my dad was originally supposed to pick me up, I thought she was calling to say, hey, I'm actually going to pick you up instead. And she called and she said, hey. And I was like, hey. And then she was like, so, they put you on the wrong plane. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah. You were supposed to go on plane A, but on everything they put your name on, they said you were going on plane B, but it turns out you're actually supposed to be going on plane A. And I was like, So what am I gonna do? Because plane A had already left. Plane A was already gone. And she was like, well, I'm talking to the leader right now, like the teacher that put this all together. And she was like, I'm talking to her and we're trying to get this figured out. Worst case scenario, I'll have to buy you another plane ticket and you can come home like that. And I was like, well, then will I get on the same plane as them? And she was like, well, I don't really know. I hope so. I think so. But I'll call you later when I have more information about this. And I was like, oh my goodness. So I went over to Bailey and I said, I'm on the wrong plane. And she thought I was talking about what we were talking about earlier, how we weren't even supposed to be on this plane, yada yada yada. Like we were supposed to be on this plane. It was just unfair because all the people in our grade got to leave earlier. And she was like, I know, it's so annoying. And I was like, no. Like they put me on the wrong plane. I'm supposed to be gone. I'm supposed to already be halfway close to home. Like they put me on the wrong plane. So it didn't really click with Bailey at first, but once she got it, she was like, "Oh my goodness, what are you gonna do? Like, should we go tell the people we're with?" And I was like, "I guess." Then all of a sudden, we were using this app called Band. Everybody got a Band notification, and it said, "Come to the front of the building immediately. We have to go." And Bailey was like, "Oh, I bet it's about you." And I was like, "No, I don't think so. Why would they go just because of one person? Because there was 90 people on this whole trip. One person got on the wrong plane. One person. Guess who it was? It wasn't Bailey. It wasn't T. It was me. I was the only one that got the wrong plane ticket. And, so obviously I was pretty upset by this, why did it have to be me? And, so we all got to the front, and the lady was like, we have to go right now. Everybody needs to come, and we have to get on the bus, and we have to leave for our plane. And so I was like, what about me? I didn't ask her. But I was thinking, what about me? What am I gonna do? I don't have a plane ticket. How am I gonna get back home? And, so we got on the bus, and it took 2 hours because of how bad traffic was, and our bus driver was terrible. It took 2 hours. And, they were like, oh, sorry for the delay, We barely got there in time. We were running to go get our, things. And so the lady in charge was like, Abby, come on. We're going to go figure out your situation. And I was like, oh, great. So you guys didn't have a plan before this? Nobody bought me a ticket? So luckily, they were able, since it was not a full flight, they were able to get my plane ticket transferred. And because of that, everything else was fine. I don't mean to end the story on such undramatic part, but everything else was fine. It was a nice back home landing. I had fun on the plane. Actually, I was wrong. There was one other person in my grade who I was friends with. I was wrong. I forgot about her till right now because I didn't talk to her before this. My friend Abby, her name's also Abby, was there. And her friend was there. She was a grade above. And Bailey was there. It was a lot of fun, on the plane. So yeah, I don't mean to end this story off just like that, on such an undramatic part, but there's my story of how they put me on the wrong plane of New York. I wasn't on the wrong plane for long, but they did kind of do that. So I know I kind of milked out the title because yes, technically they did put me on the wrong plane, but it was fine. But yeah, there's the story, and I hope you have a fantastic day. And if I don't make a video before Christmas, Merry Christmas. I probably will, though, because I do have a little more inspiration to make videos. So, yeah, see ya.